Good morning, Richland County. It is 9:30 a.m. on Thursday, January 12th. Board of Commissioners is now in session. I'm Richland County Commissioner Cliff Mears, surrounded by fellow commissioners Daryl Banks and Tony Vero. In attendance is our clerk, Stacy Kroll, County Administrator Andrew Keller, and I believe we have Carl and Al on the line from the media. That's the extent of our visitation right now. First order of business is to certify the record of proceedings for January 10th, 2023.
So moved. Second.
Commissioner Mears,
Yes.
Commissioner Banks,
Yes.
Commissioner Barrow,
Yes.
Second item is to approve a utility permit application from Columbia Gas to work on East Hanley Road.
So moved. Second.
Commissioner Mears,
Yes.
Commissioner Banks,
Yes.
Commissioner Barrow,
Yes.
Next item is to approve a memorandum of understanding with the library and JFS for 211. And I understand this is something we do regularly. And this is for a term that expires December 31st of this year.
So moved. Second.
Commissioner Mears,
Yes.
Commissioner Banks,
Yes.
Commissioner Barrow,
Yes.
Next, we are asked to authorize 2 external job postings at Child Support for a case manager and a clerical position, all full-time positions.
So moved. Second.
Commissioner Mears,
Yes.
Commissioner Banks,
Yes.
Commissioner Barrow,
Yes.
And the last item on the agenda,
yes, the
I think
internal
the-
Bob Tony.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, the internal job posting, case manager.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Alright.
Okay, so can I have a motion to authorize 2 external job postings?
Nope.
We did that
I
one.
did that one. So I missed the internal one. Oh, sorry. Okay. Okay, skipped over that one. Authorize an internal job posting at Child Support for a case manager.
So moved. Second.
Commissioner Mears,
Yes,
Commissioner Banks,
Yes.
Barrow,
Yes.
I have them clipped together. So I missed. And the last item is to amend a resolution of January 5th. ARPA reimbursement of COVID health costs to the general fund. And this would actually change the distribution. So I ask for a motion to approve the amended allocation as prepared by Pat Dropsy, the county auditor. Requests that the $445,072.25 be appropriated to the general fund contingency line item.
So moved. Second.
Commissioner Mears,
Yes.
Commissioner Banks, Commissioner Barrow,
Yes.
Do we have any other business for this morning? Anything, Al and Carl?
Yeah,
Just
I
thought-
do.
Go ahead, Al.
Thank you. The distribution, how much did that change?
Well, the total amount didn't change. The total amount was $815,693.63.
Okay,
changed.
so what changed about that then?
I believe it was New Hope that was figured in the original formula, and it turns out they are not SEBCO department. Sure, yeah. So took them out of the equation and then spread the out to the corrected departments.
Okay, the other question I had was that MOU on 211, was that the same thing that was discussed Tuesday?
Yes.
Okay, that's all I had, Carl.
Just wanted to get commissioners' thoughts on what was, I know Cliff was at Regional Planning Executive Committee yesterday, but I'm just curious his thoughts and the thoughts of the other commissioners. Joe Cacchetti talked about possible restructuring of member dues that would allow for expanded land use work done by regional planning in addition to the transportation work that they already do, and wanted to get commissioners' thoughts on the topic in general, and if you would.
You know, there were suggestions to base their income on population and the amount of projects that are allocated within a certain jurisdiction. kicked around different ideas too. So,
It's the first I'm hearing it because the meeting was just yesterday and Cliff represents our office, so. I'm sure you'll fill us in as need be.
I mean, there was a story published at 5 a.m. I'd hoped, maybe you might have read it by now, but that's okay.
I was reading the News Journal article, actually. Sorry, Carl. I was reading the News Journal articles.
Okay, well, they didn't cover the regional planning, so I'm trying to catch you up. Well, I guess, are you satisfied as commissioners with the work that regional planning is doing and the way it's structured, with primarily focused on transportation improvements rather than land use like zoning and things like that, with the housing study coming out?
You're the regional planning guy.
well, guess it's worked for a long time. I don't know that. Yeah, I mean, we're open to suggestions. We really haven't discussed it. Yesterday was the first I'd heard of it from Jodica, so it's going to take some discussion. To answer your question, I'm satisfied with it, but there's always room for improvement.
And they do some work with zoning and so forth, land usage, because I went through two different, totally changing the zoning in Belleville, and they were right there to help us back in the 70s. And again, when I was mayor, so they don't, that's not something they don't do. It's maybe they could expand that. Maybe we want them to, maybe not. I'm not sure.
Jodica's concerns are well-founded. I mean, based on transportation and the declining ridership, which is not improved since the decline in COVID, that's significant. So of course, she's going to have to look at other opportunities. But we'll have to discuss that at some point.
Okay, thank you.
Anything else? Okay, seeing no other business.
Maybe Mr. Morgenstern has something he wants.
Morgenstern just walked in. Do you have anything for the Board of Commissioners?
Beautiful in here. I haven't been in here in a while.
Okay. Seeing
And stuff.
no other business, we'll adjourn at 9:37 a.m.